Amber Heard and Johnny Depp resolve their dispute over defamation. The actress mentions legal fees and continued harassment related to the Virginia case as justifications for her choice. In a lengthy Instagram post published on Monday, the Aquaman actor revealed her choice. Heard claimed that the choice was the result of a great deal of thought, and that it now gives her the opportunity to emancipate myself from something I attempted to leave over 6 years ago, and on conditions I can agree to. There are no constraints or gags with respect to my voice moving forward, she said, denying that it was an admission or an act of submission. Before Heard penned an opinion piece for The Washington Post in 2018 titled, "I spoke up against sexual abuse and faced our culture's fury." The couple had been married in 2015 but had divorced 15 months later in 2016. She points to a culture in Hollywood and beyond that has sheltered male abusers, and calls for reform while describing her background of abuse beginning at a young age and being sexually harassed and raped. She refers to earlier remarks she made about having experienced domestic abuse in the article, and describes herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse, albeit she omitted mentioning Depp. Depp sued Heard for $50 million for defaming him over the article in March 2019. The complaint said that even though Depp was not specifically mentioned in the article, it was obvious that Heard was making reference to him. A jury trial in May 2022 awarded him more than $10 million after finding in his favor on 3 of his claims and against him on 1. Additionally, Heard received $2 million for comments made by Depp's attorney. The verdict was appealed by either side. Heard maintained that the trial's central assertions were her opinion and had no defamatory connotations. Depp contends that he shouldn't be held accountable for his lawyer's words. He further claimed that while his lawyer believed what he was stating to be truthful, those statements did not meet the criteria for genuine malice. The Depp team has been contacted by The Hollywood Reporter for comment. Heard writes, "The vilification I have received on social media is an enhanced version of the ways in which women are re-victimized when they come forward. My life as I knew it was shattered during the process. As a result of my unprotected testimony being used as entertainment and social media fodder by the American court system, I have lost faith in it and have made this decision." Heard acknowledged the verdict in Depp's libel case against British tabloid The Sun in her statement. The Sun had published an article on Depp in which the phrase wife-beater was used to characterize him. Heard claimed she was victimized by a robust, impartial, and fair system in that case, and that it protected her from having to publicly share the worst parts of my testimony. However, in the United States, I nearly used up all of my resources in preparation for enduring a trial where I was subjected to a judge who disregarded a plethora of direct evidence that supported my testimony, and where popularity and power were prioritized over logic and due process. She composed, "In the interim, I experienced a form of humiliation that I just can't go back to. The optimum result would be a retrial where a fresh jury would have to take the age of the evidence into consideration. Even if my U.S. appeal is successful, I'm just not able to go through that again." Heard stated that she wanted to proceed in order to take back her time as well as to avoid going through yet another arduous and expensive judicial process, which she believes will be unable to safeguard me and my right to free expression. "I am unable to take the chance of incurring an impossible debt, one that is not only materialistic but also psychological, physical, and emotional. Unfortunately, it is not uncommon for women to experience harassment or financial ruin for expressing their truth," added she. "By ending this case, I'm also deciding to have the flexibility to devote my time to the work that supported my recovery from my divorce, work that takes place in spheres where I feel seen, heard, and believed, and where I am confident I can bring about change."